officer for the UNC from 2010 to 2015. Then served as policy and strategy officer of the UNC from 2015 to 2020. He's a former guild president of UWI. Let's hear it for our member of parliament for Couva Central. I now have the pleasure of introducing our research officer. And this is former senator and my brother, Sean Sober, attorney at law. He's a brilliant young attorney who graduated from the University of London, practicing over a decade with a focus in civil and commercial litigation. And I could tell you, from our experience in Murga Tableland, he has a knack for doing community work and helping those that cannot afford legal aid. A dynamic defender of our rights who served as an opposition senator in the 11th Parliament, represented our great party as our general election candidate in San Fernando West in the 2020 election. And he's our outgoing policy and strategy officer. Let's hear it for our brother and attorney, former Senator Sean Sobers. I now have this pleasure, and I must say everyone will be in full support of this next star team member. And this is our policy. I have not mentioned the name as yet. This star just shoot across the stage. Wait, let me mention the name. So I am introducing MP Saddam Hussein. And we all right, so we all can agree he's a shooting star. A brilliant young attorney with significant experience in civil law. A graduate from UWI, a graduate from Hugh Wooding Law School, where he graduated on the Principal's Honor Roll. Again, a shooting star. Former senator in the 11th Parliament, outgoing research officer of the UNC, the fearless, fiery member of Parliament for Sawa Barataria, and Shadow Minister. All right, starting with
UNC family, take down the music. Bring in to the lectern a man who debates in the vein of Bade Sagan Maraj, Lionel Sukaran, Kelvin Ramnat, Basdeo Pandey, the greatest orators in Trinidad and Tobago political history. A man who as a teenager stood in the mud as the United National Congress was being formed. A man who strikes fear into the heart of every Obia PNM minister. A man who fights for the people, known as the Lion, from Oropouche East. Welcome the deputy political leader to be the Honorable Rudal Moonilal.
Thank you very much, Senator Anil Roberts, who tonight is doing the impossible, I believe. I don't know when he will explode on the stage as this evening progresses. The Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, political leader of the United National Congress and the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Parliamentary colleagues, members of the executive, victorious members of the star team, and the thousands of you gathered in Couva South tonight, as far as my eyes can see, I am seeing yellow, I am seeing stars, I am seeing brothers and sisters, the family of the United National Congress. Tonight I want to tell the member from Mayaro, look at people. It's time, I want to tell him it's time to pack up. It's time to pack up What can you do? What could you do? Look at people assembled just for the launch of our slate. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we meet in the heart of our constituency. We meet in the heart of the UNC. We meet at a location that almost 100 years ago gave birth to the struggle of the United Labour Front and the United National Congress. This is the heart. This is the heart. It was the sugar workers in Couva and Esperance and nearby communities that struggled for improved conditions of work, for equality, for the end of discrimination. Brothers and sisters, that has been the historic struggle of the United National Congress. So tonight we have chosen wisely. Our first choice was a great choice to come to the heart of the United National Congress. Brothers and sisters, I want to tell the folks as well who are opposing us, you must be careful what you wish for, because you must be careful, you might just get it. They started a most mischievous campaign, a campaign of misrepresentation, calling for internal election, as if somebody was postponing it, as if we took a decision not to have internal election. There was never such a decision. This election is being held before its time. In fact, I will be robbed of a week of being deputy political leader. I will be robbed of a week. The time is not yet for internal election, but they were calling for internal election and made that the centerpiece of a campaign. That is like people who want a barahi, but the child is born yet. Huh? You could have a bandara before the funeral. They were calling for something. You're still laughing. They were calling for something before its time, brothers and sisters. And tonight we launch our campaign, our slate. We take pride. Tonight is an explosion of democracy. This is what the United National Congress was born for. We are the party of struggle, of fight, of revolutionary change in this country. And as a speaker said earlier, when you come into the Gael to fight in a UNC election, you have to be tough. You have to be tough, because no holds barred. But that is our democracy as well, of which we are proud. We are very proud of that. Brothers and sisters, tonight as we celebrate our democracy and we invite you to support us, I want to say, when I see the people here tonight, we will beat them by 10-1. No, hold on. That's the time of the day we're going to beat them by. We're going to beat them 40-1, but by 10-1. So tonight, with this love, with this energy, with this support of the people, we cannot take you for granted. Don't lose sight. We are here because we will remove Keith Rowley and the PNM in the next general election. I want to tell our friend, I read something in the papers and so on. The member from Mayaro, he said, vote for me. We go build headquarters. We go build school. By the time this election done, he might be building university too, you know. There are people who cannot give you a bottle of water, and they're promising everything. But there's a serious issue here. Beyond that, there is a serious issue. Article 28 of our Constitution, which every candidate should read and be familiar with. Article 28, but the Constitution you must know. How you could contest an election in a party, a country, a club, and you never read the Constitution? The Constitution says the role of a deputy political leader is to assist the political leader with her job, with her responsibilities, with her task. You are not the political leader. In our current scenario, Brother Dr. David Lee, he's responsible for parliamentary affairs. Sister Julian John is responsible for communications. I am responsible for events and mobilization and so on. We have our duty. We have our function. We are building nothing. We are working with a political leader. She is responsible for the overall and general control of the party, for policy, for program. So I want to ask the member for for Mayaro. Naparema, he gone to sleep already. I want to ask the member for Mayaro, what you doing? Are you running for political leader or are you running to be deputy political leader? Tell us. And be very clear on that. Be very clear. Brothers and sisters, many of them who offering themselves to lead, they were praising the PNM in parliament. Some when they stand up to talk, I don't know if they just get nervous or frightened or something. They start praising the PNM. You want to move the PNM, but you're praising them? What kind of thing is that? That is what we face at times in the parliament. And then they say, I think that is a signal. It is a signal to rise. It is a signal to welcome. It is a signal to lift.
was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin was you know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line, I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turned into something beautiful. You, for you I bleed myself dry. For you I bleed myself dry. It's true. How they shine for you. Look 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 how they shine. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And all the things that you do.
Thank you all. Could we hear it again for the political leader of the United National Congress, the Honorable Kamla Bisessa and Dr. Gregory Bisessa. Brothers and sisters, I can feel that you are reinvigorated, re-energized, ready and waiting for the internal elections come June 15, 2024. So brothers and sisters, assembled in your thousands at this Couva South Hall tonight, I invite you to come out and vote for the star. All members of the star team as we move forward, as we take our case to the people. And before I close, I wanted to remind you, that because I've heard, in the talking and so on, people making comments and so on. The United National Congress today is the most active party in opposition in the entire Caribbean. Have you noticed? We are organizing press conferences for years now, twice, sometimes 3 times per week. We have the Monday night cottage meeting. We have the crime symposium. Brothers and sisters, we have events, family day, sports day, cultural events and so on, in which we mobilize the people. We had the pavement report. You remember that? The pavement report. We have had protest activity every week by the Parliament, the Red House. We had protests by the Couva Children Hospital. We had protests in the Debe Penal Market. We had protests in Tonapuna, right through. We have had protests over water, over infrastructure. Our sister from Maruga Tableland and so on have been working. We have been the one taking the fight to the PNM. There are persons who are offering themselves. You ask them, what have they contributed? What? Wait, I didn't hear you. What? I didn't hear you. I said, what did they contribute? I think you got that right. They will not, I don't want to, they will not buy a barbecue ticket. They will not buy a dinner ticket. They will not attend a function of the party. They will not even come to contribute a clap. They will do nothing to assist. And then to come to say, nothing happening, we're doing nothing. That is misrepresentation and that is mischief. This has been the most active political party in Trinidad and Tobago. That is why we are the dominant political party of Trinidad. In the last local government elections, we got, I believe, 60,000 more votes than the PNM. We fought less seats. That didn't happen by accident. That happened because we are in a state of continuous mobilization under the national executive of the party, and many of whom are coming to you tonight to offer themselves again. They must be congratulated for the work that we have been doing. Others have not served, has not contributed. So brothers and sisters, you must keep this in mind when you go to vote, when you go to campaign. All are welcome, but you must work in a political party. There's a lot of work to be done. You cannot just stay away from everything, and when election comes, you want big position in the party. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Serve your time. So brothers and sisters, I know there are many speakers again, and you will be hot, literally and metaphorically. You will be hot tonight as I invite you to come out on June 15th. Vote for the star. Vote for our slate in support of the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Long live our great party, brothers and sisters. God bless you all.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
I was behaving good. I'm going positive because it's star after star. But Moonilal was right. You know, since I small I swim, I win, I break record. I play football, I win. College, university, coach, I win Olympic medal, World Championship medal. And they have a man join some slate over there. His nickname is Bong to Loss. He joined every team. Everything he joined he lost. And he talking about winning. Let me tell you something here. The only time La La was good was in a Kai so-called La La. La 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 La. Sing it with me. La 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 La. Oh God. La 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 La. La La. Give me a chance. Say Bong to Loss. Bring up to the stage to introduce to you the next few candidates on the star team to move Trinidad and Tobago into government under the leadership of the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. I now bring to you a young mayor who's transforming Chaguanas, working with the people, inspiring the youth. I bring to you his worship, Mayor Fight.
Pleasant good night, UNC family. I am Faik Mohammed, the Mayor of Chaguanas, and myself and my council fully endorse the star team. Because these are the loyal servants of this party and the people of this country. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing the next candidate, a former chairman of the UE Guild, holds Bachelor in Government and IR, postgraduate degree in Communications, a diploma in law. Before entering active politics, he served 4 years in foreign service and also served as deputy head of ceremonials for the Commonwealth heads of government, the Peppermouth MP in Parliament, served Princestown people, and he also served as the central coordinator from 2022 to 2024, the Shadow Minister of Public Utilities, none other than Barry Padarat, contestant party organizer. The next candidate has served the UNC for over 25 years as a campaign manager in Tunapuna constituency. Holds a bachelor's degree in history and social sciences from University of West Indies. He also has a degree in theology from the United States. He served as chairman of NIBDEC and has been involved in global business for over 3 decades. Please welcome Kamla Jalal, Vice Chairman for the United National Congress. The next candidate, over 30 years in corporate world finance sector, with significant experience, having worked at Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago for over 15 years. Former chairman of MIC from 2010 to 2015. Former chairman of the United National Congress between the years 2015 and 2017. Served as a deputy political leader since 2017. Serving his second term as an MP for Pointe-à-Pierre. The opposition, chief whip in our parliament. Welcome the Dragon, MP David Lee, to be your next deputy political leader. Ladies and gentlemen, our next candidate, a former General Secretary from 2012 to 2020, a qualified senior economist, a qualified attorney at law, former chief economist, leader of the opposition, member of parliament for Oropouche West, served as chairman from 2020 to present. Please welcome our party chairman, Mr. Dave Tanku. This next candidate, I think, needs no introduction. Former deputy political leader of the UNC, first youth officer of the United National Congress, former Minister of Housing and leader of government business in Parliament, holds a BSc in Government Studies, a PhD in Development Studies, and is qualified as an attorney at law. Member of Parliament for Oropouche East for over 20 years. Please welcome the Lion of Oropouche West, MP, Dr. Rudal Moonilal. Next candidate has a track record of entrepreneurial management of excellency for over 25 years. Former UNC Minister of Transport, Tourism and Tobago Affairs. Former Managing Director of HGC, Chairman of Udicut, CEO of Pizza Boys Group, a chartered accountant, a certified professional accountant, a certified management accountant. She's dynamic. She's a firebrand senator representing our great party in the upper house and fought for the La Hoqueta Talparo constituency since 2020. Served as deputy political leader since 2017. Please welcome Senator Julian John, candidate for deputy political leader.
Thank you to the beautiful, enduring, resilient, United National Congress gathered here in your thousands. Members of the United Star team, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Today as we stand at the most dangerous and precipitous moment in the history of our beloved Trinidad and Tobago, we as a party need to be ready to again battle the most dangerous, reckless, lazy, anti-democratic and corrupt regime this country has ever seen. It means, therefore, that the National Executive of the United National Congress, NATEX, as a team who supports your political leader, has to be ready to do battle with the PNM, it what will be the most consequential election of our lifetime. You hear it as much as I do. Many citizens are saying openly, if something does not change, if something does not give, they will leave this country. Further, if the UNC does not win the next election, they will leave their homeland of Trinidad and Tobago. This means your national executive has to be ready from day one. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is not amateur hour at the Apollo. This is UNC ready to rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll. This is showtime, baby, and we are ready to rock and roll. In all of this, be mindful that any national executive, as the Honorable DPL Dr. Moonilal reminded us, in the Article 28 of our Constitution, any national executive has to be able to assist and support the honorable political leader. I am a rational person, therefore I cannot comprehend the other team seeking your votes does not appear to subscribe to the reality or acceptance that we have one team under one leader. A team whose campaign is based solely, their campaign is based solely on its public scorn, contempt, disdain, disregard for the leader you, the UNC, have elected. And yet they did not offer up one. They did not offer up two. They offered up three deputy political leaders, candidate, ostensibly to work alongside our honorable political leader. Something ain't right with their head. They should not be seeking no votes. They should pack it in and go and look for Mother Cornhucks, because something ain't right with their head. This can't be true. They can't be thinking rationally. UNC in 2001, 1 year after the UNC was voted into office for a second term, men with higher name recognition, with notable accomplishment, and don't vote in UNC election. Facebook don't vote in UNC election. Who does vote in the UNC election? Only you. Only you. Right? Filling up the newspaper with headlines, with statements adverse to you, claiming you lack capacity. You are not politically attractive. Why? Because you are our beloved base. And they want to change you into a better version of yourself. They say, I say, speak to your mirror. You change yourself first. We don't want no advice from you, and we don't want your foolish love. You go from here with that. We on this side know and value you as our rock, our shield, and our ever-present help in the time of danger. You are a bridge over troubled waters. You stand resolute, you stand resilient, you are uncompromising about being UNC and proud. You don't need no better version of nothing. You are who you are, and you are proud of who you are. Yet our opponents say you are not good enough for Whitehall, and they want to change you into some new version or something resembling UNC. We don't want that. They could go with that. They don't care about a child coming here whole and leaving in two pieces. You don't hear them talk about that. People are just outright scared, terrified, petrified, and nervous. Yet our opponents say nothing about that, on how they will fix it, because you have to be ready from day one. but they have a lot to say about you. UNC, do you remember when KPB, the government of our Honorable Kamla predecessor, gave the police $1,000 more on their salary because she knew their salary was modest, and what they were called to do was to put their life at risk. And in the event that unfortunately they died in the line of duty, they will get $1 million. That is what this Prime Minister of Empathy did. $1 million. Now about 39 of them have died since 2015, and nothing from this cruel government. What they give them, 4%. Madam Leader of the Opposition, the police cannot wait. They stop me all over the road and they say, when are you coming back into office? I ain't telling no tales out of school. They know who they are, they can't wait to vote. My UNC family, you have to be ready on day one to lead this country. So I want to know what our opponents plan for health care, because the Honorable Kamla predecessor, when she went into San Fernando and there was a purpose-built administrative building built by the previous government, she said we can't have this. Yes, the city of San Fernando deserves it. However, our people are sleeping on the corridors of San Fernando Hospital, and she told us to look at the feasibility of repurposing that admin building into a hospital. And when I asked Honorable Prime Minister when, she told Dr. Moonilal, 18 months. Dr. Moonilal was there. Dr. Bodo was there. Where were these chokers? In 18 months, we were wheeling in people on wheelchair, and they said, what, it's like a 5-star hotel. That wasn't good enough for her. She went on to demand that we build the Couva Children's Hospital, 230 beds. And then we mobilized. Don't let it fool you. If we did not, the Kamla predecessor government did not mobilize ARIMA and Point 14 Hospital, it would have never been built. And the plans were on the drawing board for Portisman Hospital, and the Penal Hospital. Don't let them fool you. So we want to know, what are their plans for health? After you have worked so hard to build your party, make it more resilient, make it stronger, make it more diverse, do they know what time the GenSec Peter Kanai comes here before every meeting? He comes here 4 and 5 hours in advance. They think this thing happening by gas. DPL Moonilal spoke about that. It doesn't happen by their gas, but them too busy looking down on people. But I ask you tonight to look up at your star team tonight. Nobody with them looking down on people. They feel that UNC just suddenly grew into the biggest political force this country has ever seen. And don't let nobody fool you. We are the biggest, we are the baddest, we are the bravest. And I tell them tonight, don't test me, And we can start with that P team. That P team, we're going to start with them, and we're going to roll all over them on the 15th of June, 2024. And they're going to see where black bean does grow. We're weak, all right, we take it. You ask for it, you get it. You got it. Kamla predecessor government created 50,000 jobs, brought in over $10 billion in foreign direct investment. The only business growing in Trinidad and Tobago is grave digger, and coffin business, and gang leader. When you hear they talking about 6, 7, 8, and 9, it's not maths, they can't count. It's gang they're talking about, and PNM, they are supporting that. They are supporting a deliberate underclass who can read, who can write, and who can reason. But we are going to change it from day one. When Kamla walks into Whitehall, it will be action. We are government of action. 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 So when these people, in 2000, when some of them were right-footing and left-footing with the PNM, right foot Balizé and left foot Balizé. The visionary, bold, Kamla predecessor, she was working to ensure that every child who was able to get into secondary school, they got a space in secondary school. Universal secondary education. You may not have known what that struggle was, but she was determined and she was resolute. And today, everybody who wants a place will get a place. What are our opponents' plan for housing? For housing. Is it that the time is up or there are no time here, so just send me a sign, please, and don't stop me from. Right? Okay, fine. What's the plan for housing? Well, I'm going to talk about housing and the leaders' plan that we need a stake, everybody needs a stake. But I want to talk about one thing. You hear the kind of resumes up here. You hear the kind of resumes, the kind of work that the people have put in, the people have put themselves before you. I hear them calling this man from Miaro. They were the Trinidad version of Elon Musk. You know who that Elon Musk is? This man I check. Forbes magazine said he's worth 198 billion US dollars. This fella is the head of Tesla. He is the head of SpaceX. Them does carry material for the American government into space. He does go on the edge of space. He bought Twitter, they call it now X, for $44 billion. He now raised $9 billion this morning, I saw on Bloomberg, to go with something called XAI, because them are into the space war, the arms war, them into the artificial intelligence war. They said this fella is Elon Musk. Well, then I have to say that Mr. Hamlin Jalal must be the local Mukesh Ambani, because he is a very successful businessman. And I have to be the short version of Michelle as in Obama. It must be. You cannot make this thing up. These people crazy. They have lost their minds, and they need to go and find Mother Cornups before it is too late. So tonight, let me end how I started. This is not a game. It is not a show. All right? And basically, I tell them like Beyonce, to the left, all your backs back, and in the left, go from here. We are going to win them. Onwards to victory. People.
Look at the stars, look how they shine forth.
Saved 153 baby children lives. This lady has been working, touching people, helping people, serving people for over 35 years in politics. And she led a cabinet, a first cabinet note, intelligence, class, character, motherhood to the office of Prime Minister. This lady is stronger than each and every one of us. The PNM has attacked her every day, senseless, useless, all day long. And she stands strong. She stands firm in the face. Rowley had to run from Parliament to hide on a golf course, lie in the Parliament because he afraid Kamla. He afraid the UNC. So I would not even bother with those who, if you put them out in a taxi in Caranage and tell them to walk to Matlot, nobody will stop and say, hey, Pare, how you going? They don't know you because you serve no one. You've helped no one. Bring into the podium a lady who will go down in the annals of history as a mother of Trinidad and Tobago, who has served the people, saved their lives, and will save Trinidad and Tobago. Bring in to the podium the leader of the United National Congress, the Honorable Kamla Persad Bissasa.
Let's thank 2 billion persons this evening. Great UNC people, human beings. Let's thank Councillor Sharon for chairing. Please, let's give a round of applause. Let's thank Senator Annie Roberts, chairing. Let's thank Mayor Faik for helping us along the way. Let's thank MP, I think MP Michelle Benjamin along the way, taking us through. Thank you all MPs, senators, councillors, all of you here tonight, activists, chairmen, aldermen, ladies and gentlemen, all our viewers and listeners joining us on the various media streams, to the members of our great UNC party here and elsewhere. I say good night to one and all, and I ask you to join with me. We are UNC and we are proud. We are UNC and we are proud. We are UNC and we are proud. Don't ever forget that. Don't let anyone ever make you forget that. We can only win the general election if we have a national executive team that works with the duly elected leader of our party, yours truly. If you can't work with me, then go. We have to work together. We must go united to defeat the PNM. We can only win the general election if we have an executive that supports the same plans, the same policies, and the same philosophies as the leader and the rest of the party. We must have a united vision to take our nation forward. Let me tell you tonight, as your leader, I support stand your ground laws. I support stand your ground laws. The PNM and the other slate does not support stand your ground laws. I support home invasion laws. The PNM and the other slate do not support home invasion laws. I support access, easy access to legal firearms for law-abiding citizens. The PNM and the other slate does not support that. But you know who supports it? All these things? The STAR team. The STAR team. And so I call on you to support the STAR team. They want to give you legal firearms. They want to give you lawful rights to defend yourself and your family, your wife, your children, and your homes. The STAR team supports state-provided legal personal firearms for all police and prison officers. When officers work and they work late and they're going home in the night, you know, just take away the gun from them. Did you know that? So when they may charge a man during the day, they may lock up a man, whatever may happen, and when they go back to the station, they have to lodge the fireman in the station and go home how? Nothing. Nothing to defend themselves. So we support legal firearms to give to the protective services to protect themselves when they're on duty and off duty. Our country has become a zone of criminals. I think Mr. Rowley said it. He said the criminals are on rampage. Playground. Playground for criminals, man. So we must allow our protective officers to protect themselves. They can't be around Rowley whole day in the special branch, driving him around with 5 and 6 vehicles, and when they park him up at the wherever he sleeps, whether in Tobago or in Trinidad, all they're laughing for things I'm not saying. When they park him up in Trinidad or in Tobago, I'm told these officers have to leave, whatever hour of the night, have to leave and have no protection. I want to make it very clear to everyone that if you point a gun at or attack a police officer to endanger his or her whole life, that officer must have a right to defend himself or herself. They must have a right to defend themselves. Tonight I tell all officers of the TTPS, if criminals point a gun at you, shoot at you, or attack you, return fire with full force. With full force. Defend yourselves. Defend yourselves. Do not be hesitant. That one moment of pause may cost you your life. I am in full support of our police officers standing their ground against violent criminals. I'm in full support. You know, when there are hundreds of murders in our country, Nasimul, hundreds, we can never get any eyewitnesses. You realize that? How many murders are unsolved because why they can't get an eyewitness? As soon as there's a police involved shooting, everybody is a witness against the police. True or not true? True or not true? If we want the TTPS and our services to protect us, we must give them the power to protect themselves. We must give them that power. And I'm warning the TTPS, once we give you that power, you use it with discretion. But you must know that you will not be hunted and targeted because you chose to defend yourself. I see John Abrahamian nodding his head. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. So I'm warning the country. We cannot tie our police officers' hands when they respond in pursuit of violent criminals. Officers have just a split second to respond to violent attack. And we cannot have our officers doubting our support because this can cost them their lives. Tonight I tell all police and prisons officers, under my next government, I will ensure personal FULs and personal legal firearms of each of you, paid for by the state. You will be protected. You will be protected. The STAR team supports the lowering of foreign used car prices by going back to the age of 6 years instead of the 3 years. The STAR team supports a comprehensive review on the demerit system and a halt to the oppressive and abusive ticketing of motorists. The STAR team supports our economic transformation plan with growth poles across the country. The STAR team supports our East-West Corridor manufacturing hub to bring jobs to the people. The STAR team supports the expansion of the Children's Life Fund to cover more types of illnesses. The STAR team supports land for the landless. The STAR team supports starting the construction of the San Fernando to Mayaro Highway. The STAR team supports repaving of our roads. Yes. Between 2010 and 2015, we had the largest road construction and road repair program in the history of our nation. When you put us back, we will do it again. We will. The STAR team supports, yes, water too, coming there. The STAR team supports implementation of a comprehensive traffic alleviation plan. You spend too many hours suffering in traffic. The STAR team supports water for all. From 18% of the Trinidad and Tobago population receiving 24/7 water supply in 2010. When we took office, WASA was providing 69% of the country with 24/7 water. And you know what's happening, we all know what's happening. So again, when you put us back, we will do it again, water for all. The STAR team supports creating 55,000 new jobs. That is what we did before. We can do it again. The STAR team supports lower taxes. We created that 55,000 jobs and not one single tax new. Not one new tax. And a bit I'm going to tell you about the new taxes. They're coming for you again to get more money, and I'll tell you for what they want that money in a minute. So we are against the introduction of any new taxes. The STAR team supports strengthening of the public procurement laws that were gutted by the PNM. The STAR team is against property tax. The STAR team supports the payment of livable wages to workers. We do not support the PNM's 4% offer. We call on the government to reconsider and make a better offer. The STAR team supports deregulation of the financial system to make it easier for you all to access financial services and loans. The STAR team supports making quality housing more affordable, more accessible to young people. I think Senator John was talking about the housing. MP Moonilal will tell you about what every day was a home. Many homes. Have they built any houses? No. Some houses given away is the houses we built. In the same way, they haven't built a single new school. And they've shut down, they've built nothing. Spending billions of dollars. So I'm saying we must be able to help people in our country, make it easier for them and affordable to get housing. You know, I am told in some families, there are 2 or 3 generations of families living in one house. Did you know that? One of you may be in that position too. Many of us were in that position. But this is on the part of the state that we have to help. You have families from great-grandma, grandma, ma, children, and then grands, all in one space, sleeping on the floor because the price of land and housing is out of reach. These are just a few of the policies. I'm showing you why tonight I endorse the STAR team for the internal elections on June 15, 2024. These are some of the policies. Because as a national executive, when we sit in that room, when we each have a seat at the table, we must have the same vision. We must have the same mission to create a better quality of life for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I asked the other team, what are your plans? What are your plans? And I'm being told they want to build a new UNC headquarters, and they want to reform the party constitution. All that is well and good, but before you do that, help the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Do you want to do like the PNM and build a Basley house for millions of dollars when the PNM can't build a house for one person in the country? Is that what your vision is? I ask us to reject that kind of vision. I ask us to reject it. So why would you support a team? You would support a team because, as I say, of their vision and their mission. You will also support a team because of what? Experience. Experience. So let's listen. Let's listen about the STAR team. You heard all the bios. I will tell you tonight, I know every one of them personally. Some of them shorter, some of them longer. Some of them longer than I care to remember. I've known every single one. And every member of this team has years of loyal, dedicated service to the UNC. They have never, ever betrayed our great party. Never, ever betrayed our party. They have worked in the trenches to stabilize, to grow, to protect, and enhance our great party. While there were others who now wish to lead, were members in the bosom of the PNM. They are members in the bosom and in the belly of the PNM. They want to lead you. When our team has been here with us, some members of this team, our great party founded about 35 years ago, they were present in the mud and rain in Orango Savannah when our party was founded. And you were in the belly and the bowl of the PNM. You want to lead. What a shame that would be, that the PNM is coming to lead the UNC. That is shameful and should never, ever happen. Some members of the star team, as I say, have dedicated their careers to growing party at the local government level. Some have worked to ensure the party has grown beyond its base, expanding in the east-west corridor, while others have grown the party at the professional and national level. The star team is a testament to the UNC's endearing and enduring values. The star team combines decades of service, invaluable experience, combined with youthful innovation, creating modern policies to uphold our party's principles. Each member of the star team has remained a loyal servant to our members. Even in the toughest and hardest times, they have demonstrated their unwavering commitment to our party's founding principles. Tonight I say, this is a team that will work with your duly elected political leader. That is me, Kamla Prasad Bisesa. to defeat the PNM in the next election. Again tonight I say, without fear or favor, I totally endorse the star team. We will win UNC and proud. On the 15th of June, put your X next to the star. Look at the sky, full of stars. See how they shine for you. This is my team of stars. Will you please stand? Please stand. Thank you all very much. More to come. Not done yet. More to come. I want to ask Cleveland to put a clip. I think it should be on the screen. Is it, Cleveland? Is anything on the screen? Not yet? Yes, it's up. Thank you. Give Cleveland a round of applause. The backroom boys, Kevin and Tank and all of them there, who gets the technical things happening. Okay. Now, since I took leadership of the UNC, I can't speak much about before that as leadership. May 24th, 2010. I have called internal elections every single time when they were due. Okay? You'll see it on the screen. March 2012, December 15, November 2017, December 2020, June 2022, and now June 15th, 2024, which will be the 6th internal election I have caused to be held under my watch as your leader. When it comes to adhering to the UNC's constitution about calling internal elections, my track record and that of the executive members with me speaks volumes for itself. And therefore it was totally dishonest. It was totally malicious propaganda meant to assist the destructive PNM for the dissident MPs to go all over this land, all over our country, going out there to mislead and deceive the party membership, believing that we sought to stop internals. We sought to disenfranchise our membership by not sticking to the Constitution regarding the calling of the elections when they were due. So up to today, not one of them could find any evidence where I have ever said we will not hold the elections when they were due. And so said, so done, we have done that. So what is it then? What's happening? JJ has her own interpretation. She's a Tobago girl, of course. Everybody has their own interpretation. What's happening? What's going on? What's happening? It is clear that that was a blatant lie, created, calculated, a sinister attempt to destabilize the UNC, to create mischief, to assist the destructive PNM in the upcoming general elections. I don't like what the other slate is doing out in public, dirtying the name of the UNC with false narratives. It is a fact that members of the other slate have previously been long-standing members of the PNM. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. Don't forget that. I want you to put up a clip there, Kevin. Can we get it up on the screen, please? Is it up on the screen? No? It's not. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Moving along. Are we ready? I find it very alarming that the other slate opted to call their team United Patriots. And then there's another fledgling party named Patriotic Front. And given the PNM's widespread ongoing accusations that the UNC and its members have never been patriots of Trinidad and Tobago, you remember for the past 9 years, the PNM has used the word patriotic as their mantra. Just look at the newspaper headlines from the clip, which will be up, I think, on the TV screen at some point. Women leaders in dispute over unpatriotic absence. Hines calls UNC unpatriotic after inauguration. Young, a lack of patriotism by the UNC. That is the PNM mantra. And we get two parties out there, I don't know if they are cousins or whatever they are, both coming out with this word patriotic. It is that same PNM finance propaganda team that is behind all these patriotic groups seeking to destabilize the UNC. Slandering the names of good people for no good reason. We must never, ever accept that. Never, ever accept that. The rhetoric of the other slate is word for word PNM propaganda of the last 9 years. Listen carefully. If it's an echo chamber, it is a PNM propaganda over the last 9 years. They attack our own party members who have been working so hard. They give no credit to. They insult our activists, you, our members, our councillors, our aldermen, our MPs, our senators. They attack those of you who attend meetings, those who have already told us protesting all over the country. They attack you. But they don't find no time to attack who? The PNM. No time, no time. I am proud of the efforts of all of you. Do not let anyone undervalue your contributions. I know all of you have kept this party going and worked so hard. I will never, ever forget you. We have come a long way. We have come a long way. We have only one more year to go to hold together. Yes, thank you. We have only one more year to hold together before we win the general election. You have worked so hard. You have worked too hard to let a bunch of dissidents take that victory away from you. We are almost into the glory of that victory. So I want to tell these guys, you know, careful what you say, because when you're pointing, so what happens? One, the four pointing back at you. So be careful what you say. And I told you all before, do not ever, ever take my kindness for weakness. Because that is one thing I am not and never will be. Do not take it for weakness. So, there's an article attributed to the man who wants to lead the other slate, knocking down UNC members. The other slate is spreading the same tired, elitist PNM propaganda, that it is a stain to be associated with the UNC and people like you, UNC members. That's their propaganda. It's a stain. They're ashamed to be UNC. They're ashamed to be associated. We are UNC. We are UNC and proud. The other slate is quoted in the Trinidad Express, and I'm quoting their words. For some reason, there is an apparent stain that if you feel you associate with UNC, then you are diminished in your portfolio. Ask the thousands of UNC members here tonight, are you UNCian proud? We are UNC and we are proud. We are UNC and we are proud. What stain? I am proud to wear the UNC on my chest anytime, anywhere, and in my heart. That is what being a UNC is. And they will tell you here tonight, all of you with your UNC beautiful faces and beautiful clothing, what they say, you're diminished, you're lesser than they are. Listen, let me just leave them there with that for the moment, okay? Listen that again. You must know what they think of you, but they want your votes, you know. They want UNC votes, but what do you think about you? For some reason, there is an apparent stain that if you feel you associate with the UNC, then you are diminished in your portfolio. This is people who want to lead, you know. They want to lead you. They want to be DPL. They want to be whatever else. They want your vote. But they are parroting PNM propaganda, saying it is a stain to associate with UNC members. They don't want to associate with the rank and file UNC, you know. All they want is your vote. Are you going to give them your votes on the 15th? No way. For them, none of you, no one of you is bright. For them, no one of you is respected. For them, no one of you is valuable. But what they want? Vote. Vote. Today I tell you, do not buy that dirty, demeaning piece of pen and propaganda from the other slate that people are ashamed to join the UNC because they don't want to associate with you. That is a lie. That is a total lie. The UNC is a strong party. The start slate has been born out of the rank and file of our membership. We are you, and you are us. We are you, and you are us. This last slate condemns this dirty, elitist rhetoric against all of you, our members. Under my watch, this party will never ever become like the PNM, where the elitists, the big boys, get all the resources and the rank and file get nothing. Nothing. There is no stain for associating with you. I always tell you, I love you. We all love you. You know, my mother came, I wrote something recently in one of the newspapers. My mother came from the lowest caste and the lowest class. Understand me, you know? So when I stand up here, I'm not no big affair. I am you and you are me. We are all in this together. My mother came from the lowest caste and lowest class. People were ashamed to associate with her and, by extension, with me. I know the pain of that humiliation. And I tell you tonight, and I promise you, I will never let anyone humiliate the UNC membership. I will always defend our membership. I have never been ashamed of you. I love you all. Hold your heads high. You're worthy of great things and you are valued. I am proud to be your leader. I am proud to be your friend. I am proud to be a sister, but I saw recently somebody give me a sister that I didn't even know about. I'm happy to be anybody's sister. So whoever is out there, I'm sorry. She's not my biological sister. So in silly season, election seasons, all kind of things happen. Huh? Next thing, Greg might get a heart attack because somebody might come and say they are my daughter or my son that he never knew about. I share this in great humor with you. The silly season is the silly season. And we will survive it. So we are all here with you, proud to be with you. And do not let these people push you down with PNM propaganda. Their whole speech, you know, I didn't listen to all of it last night. Greg was listening to some of it. You know what? You know, I wasn't in front of the screen. And I was just hearing the echoes of the voices, the audio. And you know, you would have swear you was listening to a PNM meeting. If you couldn't see who's saying the words, it was the PNM propaganda, repeat, repeat, repeat. So the UNC is the strongest it has ever been. Some of the other speakers tonight shared. The facts show In 2020, the UNC became the most popular party in Trinidad in terms of votes. 309,180. Give yourselves a round of applause. In 2020, we got the most votes we have ever got in our history, and we regained the majority in Trinidad. This progress continued in the 2023 local government elections. So these lying people, they're false narratives. The UNC is the strongest it has ever been. We are poised to win the next election. Local elections, the guys in Grundy will tell you, Kenwin and T will tell you, we gained so much ground. I think we won other seats there as well in the local. Okay. I'm sorry. I still can't hear you. Oh, okay. 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 About the MP for Komoto Manzalito, who was absent during the entire local government campaign. And we won more votes and more seats. Thank you, Kenwin. Give the team. The fella never helped us campaign, absconded, and now wants to lead as deputy leader of this party. Unbelievable. This was all these years, the sabotage and betrayal that occurred in the presidential elections. You all remember that? When 3 MPs helped the PNM, they spoiled their ballots. You all remember? Don't have short memories, you know, you have to remember. Okay, remember. 3 ballots, now I want to warn you about this. When you go on the 15th of June, okay, to cast your X, make sure you don't spoil your ballot. Make sure you don't spoil your ballot, because that's what this guy did. One of them, they put the X twice, each name. So when you go, just look for star, don't look for name. We agree? Just look for the stars. Look for the star. Don't let your hand shake. And put that X. Every star you see, you will see 17 stars on that ballot paper. Put the X. I don't want to go more. I know you all want me to talk more about that presidential ballot. So somebody took a photograph. You want to hear it? An MP took a photograph with the phone and came to show me, this is my ballot, he said. I voted with the party line of the UNC. Look, where's my X? So let me show you something. I don't have the phone here, but pretend this is a phone. So I put the X here, next to the UNC candidate. I take my phone and I take the picture. Then I put down the phone and do what? Put an XX and spoil the ballot. Who knows? Only God and that person will know the betrayal of the UNC party line on that day in the parliament. There was same sabotage on the 26th of April recently when the dissident MPs absconded a very, very, very important vote to extend the time for the Auditor General report to come to Parliament. That report, as you know, tells us all the financial matters happening in the country. They were not there to vote. They were not there to vote, and all kinds of stories and reasons. They didn't know. How you cannot know? Every single one of us, every MP received the notice from the Parliament at 10:47 p.m. I think it was on the Wednesday night before that for every single body knew of that. But again, you have no sense of duty and responsibility. Just let me get back on track here now. You all have been seeing the crime scourge and the crisis we're going through. And let me tell you another reason why it is very important to put your X next to the stars in this election. We are in the month of May. 5 months, and the murder numbers is over 230. Let's say each month has 30 days, which it doesn't, it's less. How many days is that? 5 by 30. 150. But yet we have 230 murders. The number of murders outstripping the numbers of days in the year so far. We have seen some of the most sadistic, psychotic, demonic crimes committed against our babies, our children, our women, our elderly. No one is spared. We are under siege. We are prisoners in our own homes. We have seen the return of kidnappings. And out of these headlines, one hit me really hard. They all hit us hard. It is this one from last week, Express May 19th, 2024. Kidnapped in El Dorado, daughter of sorcerers. Kidnapped. Thankfully, this lady has been released. But let me tell you why that one was very harrowing. It was because of a story published in yesterday's Guardian, Sunday, May 26 headline. Kidnappings for ransom projected to rise. Kidnappings for ransom. Quick cash. Quick cash. They grab you, they grab your daughter, grab your brother, your mother, your sister, grab you. Like you are a piece of dirt, like you're nothing. And then calling your loved ones, they want quick cash. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Rudy spoke of the extortion racket going on. That story tells us that heinous, truly horrific, traumatizing crime of kidnapping for ransom is once more on the rise. How many of you here can remember 20 years ago when the PNM was in office, Rowley, Imbert, Camille, Hines, they were all ministers, widespread kidnapping for ransom. Any of you all remember that? Johnny will remember that. Widespread kidnapping, on the rise again. Kidnapping everyone, some victims were killed. You remember the horrific case of Vindra, Naipaul. Business owners targeted, hundreds closed down, many left the country. That is another reason why you have to elect, put your X next to the star team to give us that will and power to deal with the criminals. And they are now coming in the parliament on Monday. These people, shameless. Shameless. Monday in Parliament, the PNM is coming to ask for approval to spend $2.3 billion more. Where's Anil? How are we saying that, Anil? $2.3 billion more to spend for the rest of this fiscal year. We are in May, almost in June, and the fiscal year ends in September is the day, September. So a few more months, they want $2.3 billion more dollars. They approved in the budget $59.1 billion. And they now come in, Saddam, for what is it? $2.3 billion. Add that for me, making a total of $61.4 billion. So they spent out this 59. Can you tell me where it's spent? Can you see anything they build? You see any road fix? You see any water rushing through your taps? You see any laptops for the children? You see any children's lives being saved with a life fund? No. But they want $2.3 billion more. And what are some of the things? We'll deal with more of them in the parliament and as the week goes. You know what they want to spend some of that money on? Worse than that. Maybe the House of Tobago too. While they raise taxes, they cut social programs for you. They want more money for their friends and families and finances. Remember all he said? The rich will get what? Richer. They're coming to approve, to spend $120 million more in legal fees. Lawyer fees. Every case they're losing. Look how badly they advise Imbert and Amo. Tell them, hold report, hide it. And I told them, yes, Mr. Limo, Lima was paying Eat a Food lawyers for advice what to do about that report. So they hide the report, and I told them in the parliament that fateful 26th day of April 2024. I said, this will land you in the courthouse. So said, so done. I said, you will have to lay this report, big fat book, you have to lay. So said, so done. He had to come back, eat humble pie, and late. And I said, the answer to this problem you're in is to do a special report. So said, so done. When you're too hard, when you don't hear, you just have to feel. Your parents say that, stick break in your ears. Chris, you don't grin, stick break in your ears plenty times. If you don't hear, you have to feel. So listen to this, because time is running out. But you need to know what they want this money to. This is only one area. And in Parliament, further, my MPs will explore the other areas they want to spend the money. So, they want to spend 120 million to pay Eat a Food lawyers. They want to spend 30 million for local lawyers and 90 million for foreign lawyers. You hear me? 90 for foreign, but I wonder what them doing that. Could that be SRP Kate? Or could that be Nelson? Yes, thank you. We have a lawyer somewhere here, smart. Could that be Vincent Nelson? I cannot sing like Arnold. I'm sorry, Arnold, I can't sing like you. So I cannot do the ladder. They want to spend this for lawyers. So in this year, they will spend not just this 120 million, but what they were already given in the budget. So that means that now $165 million to pay lawyers. 165 to pay a lawyer, and that's only for one government department, the AG office. They have lawyers' fees all over in every ministry, in every corporation, blah, 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 blah. But let's talk about the AG. Last year, the AG spent and was given approval to spend $253 million last year. In 1 year alone, $253 million. When we calculated the years from 2015 to 24, they have spent $820 million in lawyer fees. I have a list here, I'll tell you. They give you grass cutting. It's not the volume, my voice is needing some water. So if Kevin could put a mic on the orders, let me drink my water. Let's talk about the Eat a Food lawyers now, okay? So what they give you grass cutting jobs, garbage collecting, attenders here, attenders there. They're feeding their friends with hundreds of millions in legal briefs. They have no money for computers. They have no money for laptops for your children, no money for supplies at the hospital, no jobs, no water, high fuel prices, bad roads, 4% for you, but millions to the Eat a Food lawyers. I hope you can see the script on some one of the screens. This is it. I'm only going to read those who got in excess of $1 million, okay? Because there are others who got below. You ready? You will be shocked to the core. Russell Martineau, $46.5 million. J.D. Celia and Company, $29.7 million. Fayed Hussein, $28.5 million. Talk about millions here, you know. And they talk about giving you and the police 4%. Deborah Peake, $24.6 million. Fitzwilliam Stone, Furnace Smith and Morgan, $23.3 million. Claude Denbo, $22.7 million. Roger Kewal Singh, remember him? Okay, Roger Kewal Singh. $18.2 million. Gilbert Peterson, chairman of the Telecom Authority, $18 million. Paria's lawyer, yes, thank you. Paria's lawyer. Well, you like this one. Reginald Amo, $17.5 million. Hobson's, $17.1 million. Remember who is at Hobson's, eh? Former PNM Speaker of the House. Well, you will also not like this one. Husband of the President of the Senate, Kerwin Garcia, $14.2 million. Amira Rahman, $13.7 million. So I'm going to speed a little now, okay? Netram Kaulesa, $12.5 million. Ravi Rajkumar, $12 million. Ponebla, Dilab Bastide and Jaslo, $10.2 million. Jason Mutu, $10 million. Douglas Menz, $10 million. Ravi Hefesdu, $9.9 million. MG Daly and Partners. You remember that fella? Writing every week, armchair polisher in the papers. Every week writing. $9.7 million. Michael Kwamina. Yes, the Prime Minister's lawyer. Chairman of Heritage Petroleum and Petrotrade, $8.5 million. Vanessa Gopal, $7.8 million. Ravindra Nangadi, chairman of WASA. Estate manager of the housing. Campaign manager, $7.6 million. Rishi Das, $6.7. Farai Hove Asai, $6.5 million. Justin Fells, $5.4 million. The list goes on. List goes on. Johnson, Comacho, and Singh, $5.3. Ian Benjamin, $4.9. Keith Scotland, you read that coal pot man? Keith Scotland. The bicycle has $1.8 million. Ralston Nelson, $1.7. Gregory Delzin, $1.7. Hines and Company. I don't know Hines and Company. I don't know who are the partners in that firm. I really don't know. $1.5 million. Ronnie Bisessa, who is no relative of Gregor I, $1.3. Next year, get a next brother, you know. Teresa Haddad, $1.2 million. And that's just some of the list. It's in black and white. I think Saddam had caused FYAs to be filed, freedom of... Anand, yes. I'm sorry. Anand Ramlogan had caused FYAs to be filed. So let's give Anand a round of applause. That we were able to dig out that information that they would have been hiding. Now I tell you they're coming for $2.3 billion, billion dollars. I want to go to the economic crisis. The finance minister has spent every year in Parliament doing what? Borrowing. So they want $2.3 million more, billion. Where are they going to get this money? Borrow. Borrow. Do borrow, and the next way is tax. So I'll tell you some of the borrowings and some of the taxing that will be coming down very shortly. First, Imbert came to the Parliament to increase borrowing limits under the Development Loans Act. He did it once, December 4th. Increased it from 30 billion to 45 billion. Twice, March 2020, increased from 45 billion to 55 billion. And then he went again, 15 March 2024, just a few months ago, he increased it to 65 billion. That's on only one piece of law. So 1, 2, 3 increases in borrowing. He increased under the External Loans Act, again on several occasions, from 15 billion to 30 billion, December 2015. He increased under the Guarantee of Loans Act from 25 billion to 45 billion, December 2015. He increased through Treasury bills from 2 billion to 5 billion in 2017. And then he increased the overdraft with the central bank from 15 to 20% in 2017. He has used the parliament over the last 10 years to raise the borrowing ceiling by $68 billion. Today, our public debt is over $102 billion. There's clear evidence they have not been able to get a single new revenue stream. So what do? Borrow, borrow, borrow. I am reliably informed that they will increase the central bank overdraft again from 20% to 25%. Come and tell me that's not true. Come and tell me, Imbert, you are not considering raising the overdraft again from 20% of revenue to 25%. And I am also being told that they're considering to do what? To increase VAT. To increase VAT. They are proposing to raise income taxes on some citizens. And they're proposing to remove exemptions from the Income Tax Act. They're planning to introduce presumptive taxation. They're planning to increase corporation tax and business levy. And they're coming to cut more social programs. This government is broke. As Hamlin might tell me, they are bankrupt. They are spending more than they can earn. And so they borrow and they tax, borrow, and tax. So people continue to face problems with small things. These people are dealing in billions of dollars for their friends and their finances. As I close, there are citizens who face problems just to get NIS payments for years. There's a runaround. People have been waiting for years. You can't pay the people the NIS. They want to increase the retirement age. I said that should be a matter of choice. So as I leave you tonight, I hope I have clearly demarcated the differences between them and us. The other slate and the PNM, and the star slate and our great UNC party. I once again thank you for the inspiring support for me and our great party. We all know we will always face challenges in our quest to restore good government. So first of all, what's the first thing we must now do? We must mobilize, we must work hard on the ground and go out on the 15th and cast your vote for the star team. But we also have 2 by-elections. Did the other slate tell us what they plan to do to help us win those by-elections? In Lengua, Indian Walk, Queenam, Mandiablo? Or are they busy conspiring and sabotaging the UNC efforts in those 2 by-elections? I tell you, the UNC teams are out working hard. So we have 3 elections in this month, coming month of June. This is why I say, support the star team. Support the stars. Put your X next to the star. And I close by telling you, as I always close, half of me belongs to you. Do you want it? Half of me belongs to you. And the other half I give to you, so all of me belongs to you. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. You have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But never ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. Can the star team come on stage, please? And can we play the song? Bring your